Hey guys, Eric here. Excuse me. Just a little short video about some decisions and changes that have happened in the last month or so. First, this is the main crux of this is regarding my small business. So I didn't want to do the video in such a way where it will be received as a door closing without a door opening. Because some people that I've already told this to have said, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I'm like, "I'm not sorry. I mean, it is what it is." Granted, I could file it under a fail, but fails back in the day used to be a bad thing. They're still bad today in some perspectives, but you learn from failing. You also learn from winning too, but you learn from failing. So this video does have a door closing, but it also has a door opening. So I have my notes in front of me just so I don't forget anything. Um, Sorry, I'm turning the volume down on my phone because my phone is, anyway, I don't want you to hear my phone. So anyway, I made the decision um, probably during the holidays to dissolve my small business. My small business, I'm a notary public commissioned in the state of North Carolina, and I'm also an e-notary. E-notary means I'm electronic notary public as well. The the plan was to be able to do physical notaries, stamps, and electronic notaries, as well as remote online notary information. Because about 6 years ago, Governor Cooper signed off on the law so that North Carolina could have remote online notarizations. Well, of course, North Carolina is so slow because it still hasn't been done yet. We're in 2026. This happened, I believe, in 2018 or 2017. Anyway, so I got my commissions in September of 24 and February of 25. And so I decided to go ahead and create my own small business. And as an LLC, I also am an ordained minister to do as a wedding officiant to marry people. But also, I bought a drone, a small drone, and I was going to go ahead and get my drone license as a pilot for pictures, connecting to real estate agents, things like that. And so that was going to be my small business. Well, problem is I wasn't able to find, and my income is based on my Social Security retirement benefits. So I haven't been able to find a job because, number one thing, I live outside in an unincorporated area of Charlotte. Um, and it's hard to find, based on my wheelhouse, to find the job and things like that. Um, anyway, I'm on a tangent now, and so um, the idea, because I didn't have a vehicle to be mobile, I was going to start out having clients come to where I live, or clients go to I'm a member of the Carolinas LGBT Chamber, and their site has workspace, and then I could have appointments at the workspace. And so I set up my website. I got my business cards, name tags, a tablet for electronics, all of that. And so I started, and I was connecting. But one thing that I forgot was that here in Charlotte, North Carolina, in the state of North Carolina at the time, there were 170,000 plus notaries in North Carolina. I looked at this 2 days ago, and as of December 31st, 2025, there are more than 200,000 notaries in North Carolina. And the two biggest cities in North Carolina are Raleigh and Charlotte, and most of them are concentrated in the metro of Charlotte and the metro of Raleigh, and then spread out on western North Carolina, eastern North Carolina, so on and so on. And competing with all of that, because every day somebody gets their notary public to see if they can get some additional income, and that's how you have to compete. I'm also a member of 2 or 3 notary public Facebook groups, and I go in there and answer questions for people sometimes. And the amount of these questions that come, and these people just got their notary publics commissions, didn't go through training, and are making all these mistakes. You have no idea how ridiculous it is. I mean, mistakes will happen, but some of these small mistakes, and it's because they have not been going through training. I did. I was in an online training with a notary public training from Georgia. But of course, that mentor, the trainer, told us if you are not in the state of Georgia, just make sure that you look at your state's laws. And a lot of people are not doing that. Not to mention fact, everybody has a handbook for their state, and they're not looking at the book. They're not reading the book. And so some people were a little upset with me when I would answer the question. I answered the question, but I also told them where to get the answer in the handbook. And somebody responded to me and said, one of my posts, and said, all I did was ask for the question. I'm like, if you had read your book, you would already had the answer. But anyway. So that was that. And also, because of where I live, I don't own the home, and I understand. So the homeowner didn't want strangers coming to the house, and it was hard as far as a budget to make sure that if a client wanted to meet to the chamber's site, which is only about 5 miles from where I live, it was hard because again, my income is my retirement benefits, and I have bills, so that didn't work. And so rather than getting angry and annoyed that every time I took a step forward, something was making me take 3 steps back. Even with some of the small business lunch and learns, or the events that I would go to learn things about business, didn't work. Even some emails that I was waiting to get from, that didn't happen, and I was getting annoyed. I was getting angry, and I decided after a year with not making one single dollar to dissolve the business. And of course, I had to pay the state $33 to dissolve my business. So, and I don't know if I can get that money back. So, but anyway, anyway, so as of January 2nd, 2026, Royal Notary Services, LLC, is no longer on the planet. Done. Um, Now that's the door that's closed. The door that's open, um, I was on the bus coming from the gym one day, and I saw a sign, one of the banners on the board called "Rise to Work," and it is for people who are low income and are on the EBT program, which I am. And so I Googled it and found out that this program is through Central Piedmont Community College. But again, this is communication. Again, the program is no longer called Rise to Work. In fact, it hasn't been called Rise to Work for a number of years. It's actually called More Than a Job now. And so there was excuse me, my nose is itching. There was a online informational session on Wednesdays that people can log into and get information of 3 different programs, not just the More Than a Job program. If I had my paperwork books here, I would be able to see that. I think it's in my bag. But before I post this video, I will put the information in there, just in case somebody's looking at this video and thinks they might be eligible. So anyway, so I did do the session, got a phone call, was talking to CPCC, and I am eligible for it. And so I chose the IT help support. It's a low-level entry into IT. And again, because I'm technically retired, my Social Security benefits, if you go over a certain amount, then the government penalizes you. And so I've been thinking about, after I get my certification, what type of job that I can get. But of course, the class was full, so I was on the wait list. And I waited for probably about 3.5 weeks, and then I reached out to the coordinator to say, well, it doesn't look like anybody's going to drop the class. What are my next steps? Or do you know when the next class is going to be? And so they sent me some more links, but of course, it had some prerequisites, and one of the prerequisites was the IT support technician thing, or another one, and I was going to jump in that one, but it had something. But that class, there were 6 seats still open. I called the coordinator, and then she called the registration department, and within like 10 minutes, all 6 seats were taken. So I just thought maybe the universe was telling me something, and I just didn't understand what it was. But 2 days later, I got an email saying that a seat opened in the one that I was in the wait list in, the IT support technician. So I called the coordinator. Of course, there was snow and ice, and they were closed. So I sent an email, and then they sent me an email back asking me for my student ID, all that stuff. So I sent that back, and then I got the email saying that I was enrolled. And all this happened on Monday and Tuesday, and the class starts tomorrow on Thursday. So I am enrolled in the IT support technician class now, and 2 days a week, one day on campus, one day online, and there is also kind of like a lab that all students in this class are required to do 8 hours of self-paced work online. It's a licensing system. Now I was looking at that, and the listing of what you have to pay and the materials you need, that this was not part of the tuition, and that there was going to be some information about that on the first day of the class. And I just went ahead and Googled it. And these materials, it's a licensing thing. And so these materials cost about $450 to $500. And I said, I mean, that's half of my retirement benefits. And so I said, I'm going to have to drop this class. So I reached out to the coordinator, who was so patient with me, and they let me know that I would not have to pay for the lab materials. So thank you. So thought that the gate was going to be closed right out the gate, but it's not. And so, again, starting tomorrow, I am a student again. And again, this is not a degree. This is a certification program. So it runs from February through May. And at the end, if I do everything that I'm supposed to do, I will get, I believe, 2 certifications that will get me into the IT industry. For the most part, it could be on-site help or it could be remote help. I'm not the type of person to just wake up and then go to my desk in my room and go to work. I don't think I'm a good remote person. So hopefully it'll be the job that I can get up and then go to work. Anyway, but that's where I am right now. I also had my diet. I'm a type 2 diabetic. If you've been watching my videos, you would know that I'm on a type 2 diabetic journey. A couple of weeks ago, I finally was able to get an eye doctor to do my diabetic eye exam. Good news, I have a new prescription. These glasses that I'm wearing now are technically new. They're only about a year old, I think. Maybe a little bit more. But they're too big now. They're too big. When I got these glasses, I was 64 pounds heavy. My face was bigger, fat, had jaws. And these were the only ones that would fit me. Well, now they're too big because I lost the 64 pounds. And a lot of the jowls are gone. Jowls are gone. So I got dimples now. But so I got a new prescription, and apparently my eyes are stronger now than they were a year ago, particularly my left eye. And my right eye is a little less stronger than the left eye, but if I'm in bed, I don't have to use my glasses to look at the TV. I just have to use my glasses now because I'm farsighted, I can see far, but I have to have my glasses on to read anything that's close to me. So, and then I had my updated A1C test yesterday, and my A1C number did go up, but not as far as I thought it would. My last A1C check, I was at 5.3, and as of yesterday, I'm at 5.4, so it only went up 0.1. So I'm still outside of the pre-diabetic range and far away from the diabetic range. It took me 9 months to get it done. And I'm in the gym now and getting some muscle mass back and all of that. So right now, I'm on the positive side. And so the point of my video, the point of this story, and I put this on my LinkedIn information, and I put this on my chamber profile for the Carolinas LGBT chamber, is that This is a story about understanding how to pivot and to be open to opportunities, to be open to changing your plans, because sometimes you have to make hard decisions. And I know hard decisions are coming as well. They're coming. And I just have to be ready for them. It doesn't mean that I will have the answer at that time, but I know that I have the tools to make those hard decisions. And like I said, you have to be open to other options and understand that there cannot be any shame at all at failing and starting again. If you don't want to hear yourself say I'm starting all over again, then just change the word. Say restarting or going in a different direction. I mean, it's the same thing, but it's the mindset. Some people don't care about restarting. It's me. It is what it is. But some people who are emotional, more emotional than they are analytical, it matters what they hear. And so that's why I'm saying think about the wording and think about the direction that you're going and make sure that you understand the direction that you're going in. And so if you find yourself at a crossroads, even late in life like me, because I'm on 2 months from being 64 years old, that Freudian slip means I want sun and summer to come back, spring at least. Just breathe, make the hard decision or decisions, and take your next step. Because if you stand still where you are, nothing is going to change. Nothing's going to change. And if it does, it's just going to get worse. Move forward. That's the goal. Move forward. And I will say this, good luck to us all. And I'll keep you up to date on how this IT support technician journey is going too. So have a good hump day, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.